out for a little Sunday ride. I'm just going to fit these knockoff Steg Pegz. The idea is it gives you a little bit of extra area to kind of clamp onto the bike with. Just allows you to kind of lean backwards a little bit more when you've got your feet on the pegs. I've never actually tried Steg Pegz on any other bike, but I saw these on AliExpress for really not a lot of money and thought worth the experiment for 15 quid. So I don't think they're the most precision made part, but it seems first you have to get rid of this bolt, which is actually a really nice machined bolt. It's got the spacer inside it. I don't know really what the answer is to that spacer being spaced, because the one they give you, well, it's also a machined part. I believe it has to go in this way to get the angle right, and then they've just supplied a longer bolt here. So the idea is to get the peg in position roughly, and it should basically, this piece should rest up against the tank, but then this bit here just sort of spaces it out a little. I'm going to try put a couple of spacers on big washers, then this, see if that helps it fit a bit better. I don't think it's precision engineered. So I've got them on both sides now. If you look down here, you can see I've added 2 washers to the bushing, which for me just brings it out enough that it's not, this end is not crushing the tank and this end is up flat against this edge. I've also done the same on this side, so this is now pretty much flush up against this, and this is not squeezing into there. So I think for, in terms of kind of fit and finish, it's a 5 out of 10. It doesn't seem to fit properly straight out of the bag. Obviously it comes with no instructions either, so if I'm putting it together wrong, please feel free to mention and I'll put it back together right. But it does seem to be pretty solid, so the next thing to do is to take it out for a little test ride. Right, time to try these Steg Pegz things, these AliExpress version of. You know what, so far I think I might be a fan, because sort of you can see, well, in neutral, it just kind of means when you're sort of leaning backwards a bit, your sort of legs squeeze into the Steg Pegz. That kind of squeezes the bike, it gives you a bit more stability. It's pretty cool. There might be a bit more water in this Ford, you never know, with the recent rain. A lot of building work going on. There's a trickle. Well, so far I quite like these tyres as well on this kind of terrain. Yeah, I quite like how when you stand up, your feet, I guess your calves kind of just sort of lock in. So yeah, it's like you just could grip in a little bit more. This kind of digs into your boot. It just allows you to kind of, feels like it allows you just to let go of your grip a little bit more than you might normally. Same on both sides. And gives, yeah, a bit more confidence. To be fair, these tyres are pretty good off-road. You can see there's not much of a knobble to it, but then I guess the weather is such that I guess it's kind of perfect at the moment because the ground is soft. Well, the ground is hard from where it's been baked, but it's not dusty because it's been raining a bit. Well, let's go back the way we came. Yeah, you kind of have to get your feet at the right part of the pegs for the Steg Pegz things to kind of bite into your boots. But yeah, whilst they're not a quality item, I'm sure official ones have got a bit more sophistication. I like them. So just mellow things out a little bit. Cruise back up this lane. So I thought I'd just tell you about a couple of other things that I'm going to be up to with the bike this month. There's a new ECU map by a company in Belgium called Gap Workshop, I think it is. I saw an advert for, well, someone promoting it on Facebook, and it looks like they've done an awful lot of dyno testing and tweaking, and they say they have solved the lumpy idle air control issue without having to unplug the idle air control slipper motor, which is obviously very interesting. So I've sent off one of my spare ECUs to get that map put on it, so that'll be fun to test. I've also got myself a 230.1 ECU from someone, so I'm going to go back to the dyno and test that as well, and I'm going to be testing it on my current setup, but also I've got a new Scalvini, I think it's Scalvini is the name, Italian company, silencer, mostly because when I first saw it I thought, yeah, I like the look of that because it's black and it goes with the general decor of my bike. But also because although the standard silencer works really well, the sound isn't incredible. It is like reasonably quiet for trail riding, but there's always room for improvement and experimentation, isn't it? And seeing as I've got the titanium downpipe and decat, it would be nice to get something a bit special to stick on the end of it. Just going to pop down one more lane, see if there's much water in the bigger ford. Well, the good thing about this is it's kind of Sunday afternoon, which normally would be key walker time, but yeah, there's already some walkers down there, so give them a wide berth. Thanks very much. Loads of walkers. I was going to say it might be a bit less busy because sort of kind of started raining recently, like the last few minutes, just a bit of drizzle, but it would seem not. Oh, here. Last time, not hugely deep though. Yeah, nice. I mean, sometimes it's worth stopping and looking at that one because people lose things in it. I've seen all sorts of stuff in it, from shopping trolleys, number plates, even bicycles. This is the end that I know less well of this sort of area around Arborfield. Very nice though. To be fair, it's pretty much completely flat because of all the hot weather we've had recently. Dog? It's a big dog. Well, fluffy. Now it's only a small descent, but let's have a look at these. Give you these Steg Pegz things, give you a bit more grip on the way downhill. I mean, yeah, kinda. I think it does genuinely create a little bit more stability.